just arrived here to my studio, soaked to the bone. The rain's been unforgiving tonight, but I've managed to dry off, settle in, and now here we are, together in this space. Welcome. I am the Shadowtalker. I trust you'll forgive the dampness of the evening. Nature has its own way of reminding us that we're not in control, doesn't it? Now we're fully immersed. The storm rages outside, but here, with us, it's calm. Or at least, it will be for as long as we choose to let it. Tonight, friends, we're going to gaze into a mirror, and what we see might not be what we expect. This tale is called The Mirror. Meet Elias. He was a man who loved the reflection he saw in every mirror. His face aged gracefully, the sharp angles, the proud eyes. But there's something more that lingers in the gaze of someone who spends too long admiring themselves, something hidden in the cracks of their own reflection. One day, Elias came across a mirror unlike any other. Not large, no, just the size of a portrait. But when he looked into it, he saw not just his face, but the soul beneath it. A reflection not of vanity, but of regret. The past he couldn't escape. And the more he looked, the more it pulled at him. He went to an antique shop, an old place nested between narrow alleys, where the air was thick with secrets. The shopkeeper, an elderly woman, warned him about the mirror. It shows more than just a reflection, she said. But Elias, ever the skeptic, ignored her caution. He was drawn to it, like a moth to a flame. Elias took it home, of course, and from the moment he placed it upon his wall, things shifted. He gazed into it, expecting vanity, but saw regret instead. His childhood, the face of his mother, his father's scorn, everything he had buried deep within himself reflected back at him in sharp, painful clarity. But mirrors, my friends, don't always reflect what we want. No, they reveal what we need to see. And the more Elias looked, the more he felt his soul twisting, unraveling. He couldn't turn away, couldn't escape. His own face, his own life, crumbling before his eyes. And then, in a desperate attempt to rid himself of the truth, Elias shattered the glass. The shards scattered across the floor, but the reflection, it remained. You see, a mirror isn't just glass. It's a keeper of secrets. And secrets, my friends, never truly vanish, no matter how hard you try to break them. And so we learn. Elias shattered the mirror to escape what he saw. But truth, much like a reflection, doesn't fade with broken glass. It lingers. And what we refuse to acknowledge only grows louder. The mirror didn't just show Elias his reflection. It showed him his soul. And perhaps that was the greatest tragedy of all. For mirrors don't just reflect our faces, they consume us. And in the end, Elias became trapped in his own gaze, unable to escape the very thing he thought he could destroy. Now, my friends, you've heard the story of Elias and the mirror. But remember, we all have our own reflections. The question is, what do yours reveal to you? And what happens when you look into them too long? I'll leave you with that thought, my friends. And remember, you don't need to walk into a gallery to find a reflection. Sometimes, all you need is a quiet moment, a mirror, and the courage to face what stares back at you. If you enjoyed this tale, my friends, perhaps you'll return for another. There are many stories here, and I'm never far. Be sure to subscribe to the Shadowtalker and click the notification button to stay alert for future episodes. Good night, my friends. The Shadowtalker was created by the Shadowtalker. The Mirror was written, produced, and performed by the Shadowtalker.